Alright guys, now there's a current feeling at Arsenal that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang should be no longer captain. Basically, should have his captaincy removed due to disciplinary issues and also his lack of good form recently. Well, over the past year since he signed his new contract, I think you could go as far as. And I personally think it would be a wise move because I don't think a player like Aubameyang or a person like Aubameyang is the sort of player you really want as captain of your club. For one, he's like a left winger slash striker, and I don't think that's the ideal position to have the captain of your team. Really, the captain should be the central midfielder or the centre back, ideally. One of those two positions is probably the ideal position to have a captain because they're in the centre of the pitch and they've got everything going on around them, and they're close enough to give orders to anyone on the pitch, really. Whereas with striker, it's like every play's constantly behind you, and also with wide players, if you want to shout an order to someone, they could be the other side of the pitch. So Aubameyang, for me, I don't think is the ideal captain, partly due to the position he plays. Also, there's been an ongoing problem with Aubameyang of the problems off the pitch, basically. So the most recent one, and the reason Mikel Arteta dropped him for the 3-0 win over Southampton on Saturday, is apparently down to him going to visit his apparently not well mother, or bring her back or something. And he came back a day late to England. He came back on Thursday when he was supposed to come back on Wednesday, as the reported story. So obviously, that's not good professionalism. You should be coming back when you've said you're going to come back. But also, there's been this thing about he's apparently not just gone there to visit his mum. He's also been doing things like getting a tattoo. So this isn't a great look. And also, last season there were many times where he did things that you don't want your captain doing. And also, his form since pretty much the start of the pandemic, I think you can go as far as, certainly since the summer of 2020, has been fairly average at best. Recently, it's been shocking, but he's had good moments, like he scored in the North London derby this season. I think he still managed to just about hit double figures last season, but considering he was in the 20s the year before, it's a bit disappointing. And also, he's an ageing player, and Arsenal are currently trying to bring through a young team, sort of rebuild the team with players like Aaron Ramsdale, Ben White, Gabriel, who else? Young players, Kieran Tierney at the back, Tomiyasu this summer, Emile Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka coming through the youth teams, and Martin Odegaard, another signing. So they're trying to rebuild the team with a lot of young players, and Aubameyang doesn't really fit into that. As well as on the pitch, he's not performing. Lacazette's playing a lot better up front, and on the left, Emile Smith-Rowe usually plays in that position because Odegaard plays in the centre. So it's looking like he's not going to be a starter at the moment, and also Mikel Arteta clearly isn't a massive fan of him of his lack of professionalism. I think it would be a smart move, but the question is, if you do get rid of him as captain, who do you make the captain? Out of all the Arsenal players to make captain, I would probably go with Thomas Partey because or Thomas Partey or Granit Xhaka. But the problem with Granit Xhaka is that he's not a starter at the moment. So I'd probably go with Thomas Partey because at the moment he starts pretty much every game, and he's the sort of player in the middle of the pitch that you would want as your captain because he's a tough tackler, he is a leader and has a good experience and isn't too old. I think he's in his late 20s, whereas Aubameyang is early 30s now. And I also think it's worth debating over whether Arsenal should actually sell Aubameyang because he clearly doesn't fit in with what they're trying to do with all the young players that they've got. Obviously, you need to keep some more experienced players, but I think they've got that in players like Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, Alex Lacazette, and a few others. I think if Arsenal can sell Aubameyang, I think they should. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all I can think of to say, so thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.